It's Cash Color Campus, a high level of conversation on livehip-hop-daily.tv. And what's up, y'all? I actually ain't been in the studio the last 2 weeks. Kalia reminded me, and actually Herb reminded me, because I forgot where I even put my laptop. Like, it's only been 2 weeks. I'm like, this is a table? Is it a chair I put it on? Like, I clean forgot, man. But tonight I got a Boston legend in the building. It's some real Boston shit, because y'all know how I get down. and not only a Boston legend, this is a Boston legend who, shout out my cousin too, Shay. My cousin Shay still talk about this man. He be like, yo, you gotta get up with Cheddar. Yo, where Al at, man? Al, you gotta get Al on the show. Got my boy Al V. Montgomery with me, man.
Mecca. Thank you for having me, man. Salute, my brother.
No doubt.
Thank you.
Yo, no, we not joking here. We talking about a Boston legend, because when I be talking to my cousin, my man like, yo, you missed them days, man. My boy used to be in the park selling hot dogs. He was hustling everything.
Hold on. For record straight, we didn't really sell no hot dogs. We did not sell glizzies. People in our neighborhood didn't eat hot dogs, man. They just asked me this on a show a while back about hot dogs. Yo, we don't eat hot dogs. So it was a lot of chicken sandwiches, a lot of burgers, but not many hot dogs.
He said no glizzies.
No glizzies. That didn't really last. Like, we tried it, it didn't work. And the price margin was so short. Well, I'm gonna put a hot dog for $1, $2 when I can get you for $3 or $4 with a burger or a chicken sandwich.
This is a hustler right here, man.
Nah, you ain't coming over here with $1. I need that.
Nah,
I need that $5.
You know what's real? The only
Back then, it was like the 90s. I need that whole $5, a drink and a sandwich.
The only time I hear somebody talk about hot dogs was if they was in Mattapan. You talking about Simcoe's?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Because
Simcoe's,
that's what you go there for. Like,
true.
I tried to go there for a slice of pizza, and I was disappointed. I was like, I forgot that's not what y'all do.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Very true. Very true.
So what's up with my boy, man? Al, man. Al, you got a lot of things popping in Boston. You got the storefront opening up. You're gonna be at NECANN this weekend, man. But before we get into it, because some of y'all should already know, because he's been on the show twice now. This is your third. You hit the trifecta.
Yes. Uh-oh. 3 for the stripes. We so Boston.
We so Boston.
Boston. 3 for the stripes. Throw them up.
Please introduce yourself. Tell everybody the many things that you do, man.
Man, well, my name is Al B. Montgomery. Some people may know me as Cheddar.
Yeah.
I got an HBCU degree from Norfolk State with a major in business management, minor in entrepreneur. I got a film degree from Harvard and New York Film Academy. I'm a project manager in corporate America for live audio video shows, and I'm a serial entrepreneur. I got so many small businesses. Some days I just don't know what to do.
I feel you.
So right now I got Firebrand opening up.
Yeah.
Last time we was here, the first time I think I spoke about the Long Way, which is a Fonto company I own. I also have What You Smoking On, which is a digital cannabis marketing company. Yes. So I got a few different small businesses, some real estate. That's what I'm actually out here in Atlanta for right now, handling some of this real estate things that come up along the way. Sometimes you got to stop and maintain some things on that end. So that's what I'm out here doing right now. But
let's talk about the custom Cheddar. Am I looking at a custom Cheddar watch right here?
Oh yeah, that is.
Is this man serious?
It's kind of old. I had it for a while. Shout out to the guy that did it for me.
Bro, that's hard though.
Yeah, it's been around. It's been around for some years.
See, my man just inspired me real quick. But I need to get a Cash Color Canvas joint, man. So, but yeah, last time we was here, we was talking about Long Way, and we actually got a little bit about some of the issues that people have when it comes to opening up stores, you know what I'm saying, maintaining your license and all that. And that's one of the things, I handed you to one of our magazines for this year, and that's one of the first stories we actually we discussed this beginning of this year, is the issues that black businesses have staying in business in cannabis, especially when it comes to opening a storefront, a brick and mortar flower storefront.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's black business in cannabis. I think it's any business in cannabis right now.
Yeah.
Because you got to understand what the price margins were in 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Yeah.
Right after COVID, like 21, 22, we've seen this fall in cannabis. So what you might have thought you were getting into, you're not there anymore. So the price margins are different. So I don't think it's a color thing. I just think, that the industry is changing.
Yeah, the color green is the issue, man. Because we talk about
cannabis.
You talk about certain things like even real estate, like trying to find you a spot is far from cheap. Especially when you talk about areas like you all have with Firebrand in Boston. Like that's got to be like bread. You got to come up with.
Well, what's tough about cannabis is you have to hold the property while you're going through the process. So first of all, Firebrand's location is unbelievable. It's across the street from South Station, which is downtown Boston, 727 Atlantic Ave, which is a beautiful location. And the landlord, when we did the deal, he made us take the first floor and the second floor. So we've been carrying this property for 3 years, because we've been 3 years trying to get this operation up and going. So we're about 1 month out, which is great. We just had our PPL that we passed. That was our provisional license. So right now we're just waiting to do our final, which should be in the next, I would say, less than 30 days at this point.
Bro, talk about some of the stresses of trying to hold that business and pay that mortgage for 3 years while there's nothing to actually sell to make that money back.
Well, first, I would like to thank our founders, which is Blake and David.
Okay.
And they were able to raise capital, but along the way, there's been some bumpy rides. So I think a lot of it was even, with the capital being raised, when you're going through what you're going through, sometimes, it's not guaranteed. You're not, there's a lot of meetings that you have to go through to get here. There's a lot, the procedure is, you have to meet with the town, you have to meet with the community, you have to meet with the city, you have to meet with the when you get to the state municipality, the states, and then there's all these other small municipalities that you have to meet with too, in these different local departments. So it's a lot you have to do to get through there. So to get to the end of the road. So you're gonna carry that money for a long time. You're gonna pay that rent. You know what I mean? You're gonna pay that unless you own the building, you're paying the mortgage. But you have to own it outright. It technically can't be a mortgage. It should be owned outright.
That's crazy.
Because it's federal. So
bro, that's crazy.
Very, very interesting.
When I watch people, especially people who go through the social equity lotteries, one of the things that always is a red flag to me is when I hear people say I had to scrape up the money to get through the lottery, to do the applications, do all that. I'm like, if you scraping up money now, throw it in now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might as well throw in the flag now, because the next process is going to be even more expensive, and it's harder to scrape that up.
So we're a social equity company, and I think being a social equity company is extremely important, not just in cannabis, but in Black America. Like, we need to see more social equity companies in more industries, not just the cannabis industry. Because in order for us to have a fair chance, we have to have some equity. Because when we have a voice at the table, it helps us in the long game. You know what I mean? So if we're playing the long game, I'm talking about my kids' kids, your kids' kids. Oh, I can help out your nephew and get him a job. Oh, I can show him the way. I can guide him. I can guide this young lady. So I think if we don't have equity and ownership, it's hard for us to take that stance to say, okay, when we do have positive cash flow, maybe we want to put the money in these causes or these causes, or we can, So a lot about owning equity is very important for us as we continue to grow in the state of America.
So Firebrand's going to be 2 floors. It's looking good.
So it's 1 floor.
Oh, it's 1 floor.
So it's 1 floor. Okay. And that second floor is just office. It has nothing to do with dispensary.
Oh, word.
But
word.
we had to carry 2 rents. We just didn't have 1 rent, so we had to carry 2 rents.
That's crazy
for 3 years.
That's crazy in itself. But the store looks good. Like, when I was looking at it online, y'all definitely have brought us into the whole build out process. Like, as far as through social media, and I think it looks really good. What do you feel like is going to make Firebrand unique from the many other spots that are currently popping up in Boston, or currently established in Boston? Excuse me.
So I think the experience is going to be cool, but it's not just an experience. That I think whatever I produce live shows, so it's always an experience. Whether it's JP Morgan, whether it's Amazon, whoever I'm working for for that show to make sure their show is a success, it's always an experience. So I'm not worrying about the experience. Mostly at the end of the day, it's still a quote unquote trap. And what makes you, like you said, your book, what makes you say, okay, I'm departing from my weed source and I'm going this way? So what's going to make you depart is a better product for a better price. So we have to offer a great product for a good price. It doesn't have to be the cheapest, but it has to be convenient, it has to be consistent, and it has to be reasonable. So, and I think as long as we consistently do that, we're in a great location. So
the location part is key too. Like you said, y'all downtown basically. You know what I'm saying?
South Station, 90,000 people a day.
That's
90,000 commuters every day.
That's a lot of traffic plus tourists. And I'm not sure. I'm gonna learn more about Boston as I start moving moving around more because I'm going back to the city. I've been going back to the city every year for the last 5 years, but I'm now getting more in trying to get more entrenched in what's actually going on around the area. You know what I mean? Because I'm definitely intrigued. I love seeing what Devon's doing. I love seeing what some of the peoples I'm seeing doing. But when it comes to that, like I feel like y'all got good traffic. You got tourists. You got a lot of people who gonna be popping in there just to see what's up, man. I think y'all got a really smooth location there.
Yeah, it should be interesting. I think what it brings though is, I think we have the chance to. I feel as though just from my involvement in my history and things that I've done in the city, I've always come at it as it has to be great.
Yeah.
Like whatever I touch, I want it to be great.
Yeah.
I want it to be memorable. I want it to be like, yo, like from when you enter the store, from when you leave the store, like everything about it, from when you're at home, like that whole experience is just like, wow. And you just want to tell a friend and you coming back and it's like, yo, this is where I need to be.
Yeah.
So with that being said, it's like in Boston or in Massachusetts, you don't really see the culture at all in cannabis. So I bring the culture, because it's organic and it's true. And I've been in cannabis before cannabis was cannabis. So.
And when you say the culture, like, what do you mean specifically? Because I get what you're saying. Like, when I go to certain shops, especially if you're in Roxbury or something like that, it don't feel like, it feels kind of out of place a little bit to me. There's no knock on nobody, but it's just like, I've been in this area for forever, and I don't feel like this place right here really represents the area.
So, the culture is like, why is cookies cookies? Why is gumbo gumbo? And if I have to explain it to you, then you just don't understand the culture.
Yeah.
So therefore, you know what I mean? So once you understand like what makes these things move, what makes these things shake. So it's almost like breaking a rapper. You have to understand the folks who are dealing with the music before you can truly break the rapper.
I agree, especially if you're in certain neighborhoods in certain areas. You got to understand this shit before you break into this shit, because it's definitely going to count towards your sales. It's going to count towards why people come in here. It's going to be the reason why I would go here rather than going down the street and still copping from somebody I just know who has a house.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I mean? It's always going to be the difference between that, man. So when you look at it, man, so I'm again very proud of you. I love some of the things I was seeing just online. Like I saw the touch screen where y'all had all the MBTA stops. I was like, yo, I see, perfect for me. Like, I know exactly where to get off. I already knew anyway, but I know exactly where to get off.
Well, that was important because if you're in line, you got to think we're in the financial district.
Yep.
So, before I go home, before I catch my, my commuter rail back to my part of town, I might be in there and I say, oh, okay, I got 4 minutes, I got 8 minutes.
Yeah.
At least I'm comfortable. I may say, I don't want to miss my train, I don't want to go. So it's the experience. Now you're coming in here and you're comfortable.
Yeah.
You say, hey, you might be like, oh, the schedule said there's a blue bike. You know what? I go out there and jump on the blue bike and shoot the ink block, then jump on the train over by this side of town or something.
I like that. That's somebody who actually knows the city too. Because I'm not sitting around here and not knowing how to get out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's always gonna be my thought whenever I'm at somewhere around the city. I gotta know how to get out.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
So congratulations, though. I think it's a dope opportunity. Are you still working with Longway? Like, is Longway gonna be involved in the
well, you can't
anymore?
have tobacco and cannabis can't be in the same room.
Okay.
So that will that won't happen in California, nor will it happen in Massachusetts.
Got you. So
and I don't see that anytime soon. So rolling papers, I'm toying with it. I personally haven't smoked a Fonto in over about a year and a half since I came back from India and Dubai. I kind of just stopped smoking weed for a little bit.
Yeah, I saw you out there too, man. His boy was out in India. I was like, I know you hot.
Yeah, so from there I kind of went, and then I got back. I smoked some joints, and I put a little bit of crushed leaf in there, just a little bit to hold me. But I actually probably cut back. I don't smoke as much as I used to right now. But so now that I am smoking sheets, like I like to buy my own product. So why wouldn't I have my own sheets? So, and being that I do have I guess you would say a rolling company, whatever, if that's the term you want to use, it only makes sense to evolve the company, grow the company. So I'm toying with it. I just, I haven't done the numbers to say enough if it's, like to do it just to do it is one thing.
Yeah.
But to do it to make sense is a whole nother thing.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I feel you don't want to just throw it out there and just have it out
Exactly.
there and not make it make sense as far as financially.
Yeah.
And there's no purpose for
yeah.
it.
So a long way. My partner has been overseeing it. We've been, we still do okay in Florida. We still do our in Mass. I haven't. I just said, I was just too busy. I said, all right, here, you know what I mean. But now that in this space, how can I help it in this space? You know what I mean? So I'm just not dealing with the day to day of it anymore.
Got it, man. So NECAN is this week. I'm gonna be down in Boston for the conference. This is my first time coming to NECAN Boston. I look forward to it. And you're gonna be participating this year.
Yes. Shouts out to Firebrand. We're on a panel at NECAN. We're talking about social equity and why it's important and how our structure is different because it's 51% social equity, but there's 4 social equity members here, and we own the 51%.
Okay.
So, and I think that's important, Lau. If I said I need $2 million to start this business, right? And you would say, yo, all right, you're a social equity member. I'm gonna give you $2 million. That's kind of hard for anybody to say you're gonna control my $2 million. So I think what David and Blake found out was with an investor, because they had went down that route, and the 51% member was like, they want to do this, they want to do this. Hey, well, it's mine, and I can do what I want. But it's like, hey, I'm putting this $2 million up. Yeah. So like, man, I don't want to put my $2 million. And as an investor, I would feel that same way.
Yeah. So you talking about money?
Yeah. So now when you break it up and you say, well, it's not just one person's decision, it's 4 people. We actually started out with 8 of us, and then as time went on, it turned into 4. So over the years, really early, it just started. People would say, I can't commit to this. It was a commitment. We've been at this for 3 years.
It's a long-term thing, like you mentioned.
Yes.
Like this is not a quick flip. Like you got to be 10 toes down.
You got to be 10 toes down. If this ain't what you want, then just get out the way because it's work. This, and right now it took so long that the joy. Right now the joy is kind of coming back, and I'm getting I'm getting teased about it. I'm like, I'm like in the inside, but for a moment there, the joy wasn't there anymore because I'm just tired. We've been working at this with so many meetings, so many letdowns, so many ups, so many downs that it's just like, man, what's gonna happen? And so much money being spent. And in that time, like, I done did 300,000 in long ways in 1 year. Shit, I ain't done one cent in this company. We just spending money. We spending money over here. So it's like, man, over here, I'm flipping another company and I'm creating other entities. So I'm like, man, how am I able to do this with these entities that were nowhere? And I'm this one, I'm on year 3 and we're still working on this. So it's, I don't know, it just kind of took the fun out of it, but it's coming back a little bit. It's definitely coming back.
I got it, man. Shawn Michaels, WWE shit. You finding your joy. He's finding your smile again.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm looking for a good summer. You know what I mean? But when I get like this, though, I want to focus. I want it to work. Yeah. It's like I'm not looking to have fun. I'm looking to create something. Yeah. Like I want to create something that's great. So I'm attached somewhat.
That's what's up. So what is success? What would success look like for you when it comes to the Firebrand?
Not in the red and happy. So
those are good goals. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, because especially the not in the red part. You know how many people are in? You know the business we in. Like,
definitely.
How many people are floating right now, head over? You know what I mean? Like just really trying to survive day to day. And I find that's one of the things I have to come to grips with every day in cannabis, especially when people tell me they want to get involved here. I'm like, I can't explain to you how many people aren't making money. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard. Nothing's federally legal yet. Like you're running. It's like you got to be waiting for you got to be in this for the long run. It's not something you just jump into and say, all right, so tomorrow I'm gonna be a millionaire.
No. So my whole thing, like, give me 6 to 18 months and let me figure it out. If I can't do it in 6 to 18 months, then I can't do it. It's not for me. But I definitely believe it can be done less than 18 months. Give me 6 to 18 months, but less than 18, just to kind of make it work to be a success. After that, like you said, the cannabis business, the dynamics have changed. But if I figure it out, the position of understanding what to do to have a successful dispensary, They're pennies on a dollar. So it wouldn't even matter at that because we understand the formula.
Yeah.
So once we understand the formula as a group, now whether we want to buy more dispensaries because you don't know what to do with yours, that's an option, or whether we want to say, hey, we figured this out, maybe we want to grow in this form or that form. But I think this success will come with just making sure we figure this one out first.
I was going to ask you that too. Is it too early to think about expansion, or because y'all still are a month away from opening up the first store? So I know has there already been thoughts about expanding around the state or city?
So we went into this as social equity members. So everyone still has the licenses for 3 dispensaries, room to get cannabis space. So I think you understand what it takes now, and now I think it gives you a chance to say, okay, what's my next move? But you can't really make your next move until this is moving smoothly anyway. Yeah. So it gives you kind of a chance to kind of see, like, people sometimes they go to the Army and they come out as an electrician because they was like, oh, they found that they like to mess with electricity. Mm-hmm. So this is your opportunity to kind of see, you get to touch and feel and see where you want to be. Maybe you want to be a cultivator. Maybe you want to be in product manufacturing. Maybe you just want to open up dispensaries. You know what I mean? So I think it's really too early to say. Once this one's up and running, the sky is the limit. You know what I mean? Because we'll be so much more powerful. Because no matter what we do, we're all still each other's resources.
Yeah. True.
So you have strong relationships because we have an entity together that's producing capital.
Truth, man. So, what are you excited most about being part of the conference this weekend, or what are you looking forward to the most?
So I've been to NECANN for about 8 years. I feel like I've been going to NECANN for a long time now.
So you be doing it?
I had booths at NECANN, like long way booths at NECANN. I had, I've been as a member. I've been as a social equity member where I've written grants and they've given me just access. I've been as having cameras for what you're smoking on. So I've been going to NECANN, MJ Biz, Champs. I've been going to conventions for a while. So I've been in this space like since this space has existed.
Is what you're smoking on gonna be out there?
Oh yeah, we'll have a camera out there.
Oh, you gotta give me. You gotta fill me up while
we. So definitely have a camera there, definitely. So when it comes to this space, I've been in this space for so long. That's why I say when it's the culture, I've just been here for a long time.
Yeah.
Like I was there in California with Berner when it was Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's. I've been here for a while. So when I'm looking for, I think, and at this point, it's more or less to share the opportunity of the information I know with folks who want to get in the industry at this point. Like that's why I say it's very important that we have a foot in here, because my information about opening a dispensary or a cannabis business today is much different than it was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I understand what I have to do and what I don't have to do. Sometimes they have all these barriers up and you think you have to do this, and it's like, nah, you don't have to do this, you just have to do this, this, and this. So I have a much better understanding because I went through it.
Yeah. Speaking of going through it, man, so hip hop right now, especially on the media side, it looks a lot different from when even I first started back in 2003 when I was doing my thing. It looks a lot different. And I know it looks a lot different from when you had the DVDs and you was cracking it. Do you feel like at this point, where do you feel Cheddar could fit in today's mediascape of hip hop?
So, man, I would have to say, well, first, Cheddar was originally supposed to be a magazine. If I say the concept, that would probably help. A magazine, and the concept was, it was The Source mixed with King mixed with Black Enterprise. So it was giving you business, girls, and hip hop.
Sound like 3 hip hop things.
Yeah. So but once I did the numbers, I was like, a magazine, man, it's gonna cost me $4 to print this. They sell for $5 to $6. I gotta get all these ads. The DVD is gonna cost me $3 to $4. It sells for $20. I was paying for labor at that point. I was paying for a writer. I was paying for a cameraman. Mm-hmm. No matter which way you was doing it, it was just coming out of my pocket. Yeah. I pulled some money out of a house I owned in Providence at the time and just put the $30,000 into the business. So instead of it being writers, I went to B&H and got cameras and invested in an editor and a cameraman.
And seeing that, because it's dope to hear the start of Cheddar. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like, where do y'all feel like y'all be now? You know what I mean? Like we watched this, even the tone of media has changed so much.
So,
you know what I mean? And I've watched y'all shit. It wasn't what we see nowadays.
Did you see the interview not too long with French Montana talking about how much he was getting a DVD? I think he had a little cap on there, but The DVD money
Yes.
is nothing like this YouTube streaming money. Come on, Cheddar would be I would be disrespecting Cheddar if I was out here giving my stuff away for free. That was not the purpose.
Yeah.
The purpose is to create an entity that makes money and makes you successful. You can hand to your kids. You can do something with it. It's not to make it likes.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing this for likes.
Oh, you just touched my spirit with that, man. Giving it away for free is disrespectful. Like, this is the era I'm from. Giving it away for free is disrespectful.
Content creators are not even respected. Y'all got to put some respect on content creators, and that's so. I would choose not to be a content creator. I love creating content, but I really don't share. I would just sometimes I get mad, like, man, I should share, but I just feel like there's no respect put on our content. So why should I share it?
So I feel like my issue is I even struggle with the term content creator because I feel like it dumbs down what a lot of people actually do. Like, you're taking away from the actual work that people are putting in for the art, because at this point a content creator can be somebody who just grabs their phone and just walks up to, or you see even nowadays somebody with a microphone asking you what's your body count. That's a content creator. I feel like a lot of the people you see get lumped into that category aren't that, and it to me waters down and dumbs down what media actually is. It's no longer, I'm not seeing the interviews. I'm not seeing like the shit that I feel like I grew up impressed by. I'm seeing stuff that feels like anybody can do it if you just felt like it, and that bothers my entire spirit. It's gonna continue. Like, I don't know what's gonna stop it at this point. But sometimes I'll be watching these interviews. I think I said it to you before we even started. It just sounds like grown men gossiping. Like let's just have a conversation about what I feel like happening. Like, I literally watched this man yesterday talk about calling the police on somebody. I'm like, why are we doing this? Like, what you doing this for likes? Like you mentioned, what are we doing right now? Why is any of this interesting? I couldn't see where I would fit in right now. Matter of fact, I struggle fitting in the blog era because of the copy and paste part of this situation. I'm so used to me doing an interview, and this interview was something I personally just had, and I'm gonna shape it the way I wanted to shape it. Now you getting to the point. You was getting to the point in the blog era. People would email you the story and just say, just embed this. Or just copy and paste this. And I'm like, yo, how's it I'm going online and everybody got the exact same thing?
So, back to your question, where would I be?
Yeah.
So, I would be probably like a mix. Mm-hmm. And it would probably be a mix of like Earn Your Leisure meets Math Hoffa meets Lil Boosie.
Okay.
You know, so it's some a little edgy. Some good, I really think Math really digs into his
he does good interviews.
He does, he follows up. He does that follow up. Mm-hmm. He don't you're not gonna say something and I'm gonna act like I didn't hear that shit.
Yeah.
Cheddar, what?
Yeah.
You did what with Zeno? You did what with Diddy? You're not just saying that. Now, we ain't drunk in here. Now I'm clear minded. I'm gonna ask. I want to know. So it would, I would have that, and then it would probably be. It would be more like, so Earn Your Leisure can kind of be not entertaining at some time. Mm-hmm. So it would be that money side of Earn Your Leisure, of some game of, okay, how do I get to the bag? If not, what should I be doing to prepare myself for the bag? Yeah. So there would be some of that to some degree.
I'm impressed. I think you still could flourish out here, man. You used to deliver you used to deliver some great content. And I know every once in a while somebody will probably come up to you with a DVD like, yo, I used to have this. You know what I'm saying? And you remind yourself, yeah, we used to run around this country. Getting all these interviews, getting all these people before they was something, man. And shout out to French. French, even with the Coke Boys DVDs and Coke. Yes. It was an era, man. You just had to be there. Like you said, and you had to pay for it. And you had to pay for it.
French and I had we had some good times in the DVD game. I definitely know that was a moment. That was definitely a moment.
Somebody had said comedian. I forget what the comedian what comedian it was, but this comedian was mentioning how during the bootleg era, when DVDs was out, the bootleg man was the biggest promoter, really. Like, as much as you want to hate that.
You knew you had to go see him. Like, I would go to Canal, but it would be on my last stop. I'm going to this distro. I'm shipping out everything, and then before I'm done, all right, Canal, I know you're gonna. But this is what they would do. He would just buy 3 or 4 boxes, but I knew what he was gonna do with the rest. Yeah. Just take the 3 boxes. I already know what's going. We had an understanding. It was understanding, and I wasn't gonna. I had one guy on Canal I messed with, just one African dude. You know, I go see him. We go do what we was doing, and that was that.
Bro,
So,
I honestly miss the days of going into this train station and seeing somebody with a blanket on the ground and all the DVDs and all the CDs on the blankets. And before I jump on the train, let me see what I want to buy real quick, man. I kind of miss them days, man.
yeah, yeah, we took the product away.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, it became, I don't know, man. It's one of them things I literally have watched happen with my own two eyes. Like, I had told somebody,
So-
go ahead, man.
So, do we not value the music either?
No, and that's what I was about
So
to
is it not just the content? It's just the creator.
Bro,
The creator
when you look at the
has
people,
no value for the creator
when
anymore.
you look at the people who created some of the platforms that are now considered the how you get monetized, from the Spotify's to the YouTubes, no, they don't. They don't respect the content. They don't respect the music. So as far as they're concerned, them paying you pennies, but you have to work so hard to get the pennies to make them add up to something. They don't matter about that. They don't care nothing about the work that got put in to me even put this online.
But the worst part about it is I have the ability to change the deal at any time. I'm like, nah, we ain't doing it like that this morning. This is how we're doing it this month. Nah, you gotta have 20 million subscribers and 100,000 likes before you get a penny.
And do it all. Yeah, you right.
Yeah,
They do it all.
they always switch it up. How do you change the agreement? We already agreed. You already got my stuff on your platform.
YouTube-
How did you change the agreement? We made a deal.
YouTube literally did it to me. First, you gotta get 500 subscribers before we can change your name. All right, cool. All right, so I'm thinking about to get monetized. Well, now you gotta get 20,000 like actual views or some shit like that, or a watch time. You gotta get X amount
Exactly.
of watch time.
They just when they want to change it up, they change it up.
So I'm like, but also thinking about how much they don't value the shit. I could easily manipulate that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's an easy manipulative.
and
something
now
that can be manipulated.
and now to make it, this is the worst part. This is the worst part about it is, like, one thing is the content creators don't realize that they have the power.
Yeah.
First of all, but the worst part about it is now you're competing with AI using your own footage.
Yeah. And voice.
So an AI can actually use something that I filmed and created and create like, come on, you taking total advantage of me,
Bro, the shit that
You
kills me.
taking my footage and letting the computer you reuse it
Is the
to keep people watching your channel.
And the people who proudly say this is what I use to create my shit, I'm looking like, yo, so you're part of the problem? Like, you know what I'm saying? So you part of this issue and you're proud of this? You're eradicating what is actually the thing I enjoyed the most about creating this shit is the effort that was that took place. Like the
Where's
preparation.
the RIAA now? When mixtapes was out, they was going crazy running up in
Yes,
mixtape.
yes.
They should be going dumb. Where are they?
Oh, you see, they have stepped it up because you see what Billboard did with French Montana's last album. How he was supposed to debut at number 5. This dude, and I laughed at it when I first heard what he did. This man drops it on the digital streaming platforms. He has something like 25 songs on the album. This man gave you 6 versions of each song. Exactly. This man gave you 6 versions of each song.
So there's truly only 6 songs.
So he got about 300. You got the instrumental, you got the slow, chopped and screwed, you got the sped up, you got the clean version, you got the hard version. You got all these versions, and they chop it. They do this. This goes back to manipulation. So really now at this point, I can just get a bunch of computers. Like they got the farms now. Like
exactly.
Just hit play. Make it look like I just had all these extra amount of streams. Billboard was like, nah, dog, we gotta really pick through this. You started off debuting at 5. I think he ended up at like 13 or some shit. They took away a bunch of his shit off that. They are cracking down. But you're right, when it was mixtapes, because again, mixtapes was hand to hand. It was hard for them to be able to actually quantify how this was working. And it was making them mad, especially labels. It was making them mad because you're making the money in your hand.
But labels are making more money off a product then than they are today.
I feel like, when we've been watching the layoffs happen in the music industry lately, like Universals and all of them, and how they're all kind of combining together. My theory is they're about to get Spotify and all them out the paint, and they're gonna have their own one platform. Like this way, Universal can say, okay, all the music that's under Universal that now all these labels we own, we could yank this off Tidal, we could yank this off Spotify, and make people listen on our own personal platform. That way, we took them off. We don't even have to take a percentage off Spotify no more. We are Spotify. Yeah, I'm watching that. I think they just plotted a way to get Spotify, Tidals, Apple Music's all the way out the paint. You might see a lot more exclusive, like say like a Taylor Swift.
So what about YouTube?
I think the same thing. Like same thing. It's a good way to get all this out the paint. Because if you taking the audio, you can take the video easy. Like you see video on Spotify, you see video on Tidal. I could easily take that. And if this is a universal product, I'd rather have it under a universal stream than have it plastered across all these other places. Again, you taking all the money right there yourself. I see that happening.
The hard part with YouTube though is a nigga can put the song up.
Still, yeah.
Title it something
It's still gonna be a finesse around it. Like you in a world now where people are gonna find the finesse around it.
Yes.
But I think that's what they're trying to do. I think that's the ultimate goal, with which you've been seeing the layoffs and all that. You're trying to stream down and cut the fat, and then this is what we're gonna wake up to probably next year sometime. One massive platform called universal streaming.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
I'll be on the lookout.
I was gonna say, stay woke, guys.
Yes. You gotta stay woke right now. What do you think about Kanye?
What
What he just pulled off? #1.
Oh yeah, it's indie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to say, there's certain people, him, Taylor Swift, Jay, Beyonce, if they just say fuck it, I put out an album, and you stream, and you get all the streams yourself, and you say you want to do it independent, you getting all the physical sales, why not? You're in this world right now. That's why I feel like these labels are trying to fight back the best way they can. A person like Taylor Swift or Beyonce could do the same thing. Say, all right, I want to go independent, or I own all my masters, right? I'm going to have the Beyonce streaming network. I'm going to have the Taylor Swift streaming network. Why would I even have to go through these people anymore? That could really fucking be an option that we about to see right now. And I'm looking forward to it. Like, you're going to see some artists really flex their power. And I think Kanye kind of did it with the STEM thing he was throwing out. He has really good ideas. He don't follow through enough for me. Like your follow through game is real
Who,
weak.
Kanye?
Yeah.
Nah, he's killing the game.
He is. I mean, he's killing the game.
He wasn't killing. I said, but I like what he did when he said, "Yo, you can only buy this new shit
On this stream, on this thing right here. On the
his website." He don't fuck with that no more.
see the
Yeah.
follow through. He told everybody to buy this and just say fuck it.
So that means either they're gonna send you a physical DVD, or
Yeah.
you're gonna download it yourself. He's not trying to fuck with whoever's in the pockets of titles and all that.
He's not even revolutionary with that, because if we're gonna give credit where credit's due. PE did that but like again 2002 2003 PE did that.
Yeah.
They yanked all they shit and said, if you're gonna buy it, you're gonna buy it off this website. They gave us the platform. Chuck gave us the platform a long time ago. I mean, the blueprint a long time ago how to do that. Just people didn't follow through. It's always easier to get a check from somebody than try to build the thing.
So that's why you gotta admire the people who go out on their own, because it's
Yeah.
really hard.
Yes.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
It's easy you say, why don't Beyonce, Taylor Swift, and it's easier said than actually doing it.
Of course,
You know?
especially when you got people who would put up $300-400 million and you don't gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot easier, but I love it. I think that's gonna happen. I like the fact that it should increase independence. You know what I'm saying? Again, if you have a base, if you're an independent artist, like say even like a Currency, if you're an independent artist, you should be able to take your audience and have them come to this specific place. And a lot of independent artists are like Tech Nine is another one. Tech Nine would have the ability to say, I don't want to fuck with none of y'all. Everybody come to the Tech Nine platform, you know what I'm saying? And make that money. He already do it on tours. I think we can see a lot of good independents come out of that, but also
Yeah, it's it's changing fast.
Too
It's
fast
changing
sometimes.
fast.
Too
Yeah,
fast,
so
too fast, bro.
It's more technology versus actual art now.
Yeah.
Like the technology changes so fast that even developing the art and coming out with something that what we're doing today is not what we're going to be doing tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
I just feel as though streaming services should there should be some type of standard, you know, and so that's why I've really paid close attention to the quote unquote TikTok. Why do they want to get rid of TikTok so bad? What is it? Because I don't think TikTok is stealing any more information than what Facebook or Instagram is stealing.
Yeah.
They all fucking
Yeah.
monitor. Excuse my language. They're all monitoring us.
Yeah.
To what degree? You know, so you know, I just think it's who I'm in bed with.
Yeah.
You know, so U.S. of course they're going to be in bed more with a United States-based company. So, you know, like TikTok they're going to start paying people more. you lose leverage. You know, so it's power is always power. So
it's interesting. I forgot all about TikTok and their quest to take down TikTok. I feel you. I don't get the reasoning behind it. Like what is like you mentioned, when it comes to them taking data, what are they doing that's so much worse than Facebook, Twitter, Instagram?
Well, you got to realize though, when it comes to like the next hot artist, we don't dictate that. That 18 to 24 age bracket dictate who the next hot artist is.
Yeah.
So they want that mind. And if those minds are on TikTok, who controls it?
Yeah.
So you understand. So it's the controlling of the minds. We don't say like I don't like my age group doesn't dictate what's gonna be hot. You know what I mean? That who dictates that really is the younger generation.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. TikTok, man, they on a warpath about this, and I'm with you. I don't really.
Yeah, so it always comes down to money and power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and TikTok's another one. I got on TikTok way too late to make money on TikTok, and right now I'm not dancing all day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing skits all day to make no change off no platform. But Al, man, I appreciate you coming through.
Man, thank you for having me.
No
man.
doubt, bro. No doubt, bro.
Man, I'm glad I stayed up late to sit down with you, man. The show was beautiful, man. I'm glad that you gave me the chance to speak today and this evening, and thank you. You know, it looks good in here, man. And shouts out to Herb and everything y'all doing over here at Live Hip Hop Daily and on Cash Cannabis.
And let me give you your flowers too, man, because it's because of people like you I'm able to still be here, to be completely honest with you, especially with Cash Color Cannabis. Like, it's the fact that people like you keep going and keep building and understand that this is a long-term thing. When I think about how long we've been on, because we all been doing this for almost 7 years now, there was people who, my first 2 seasons, they ain't nowhere close in this business no more. Nowhere close. Some of my first episodes, they no longer exist in this business. It was people like you who I saw who kept building and kept doing shit that kept me motivated to saying there's somebody else to talk to. There's somebody else to watch. There's somebody else who's about to do something. So don't give up and don't be bored. I get bored quick. Don't give up, don't be bored, and don't shut it down. So flowers to people like yourself, man, for keeping going, bro, and keeping expanding, keeping evolving, and understand that this is a game that we're not in it for a quick flip. You in it for a long-term thing, which means, yeah, you 10 toes down, whether it's $1 billion, whether it's $1 today or $1 million tomorrow. You 10 toes down until this looks like what you wanted it to be in the first place.
When you love when you love what you do, not your business, but when you love what you do, and you're in business, when it's tough but you like what you do, you pivot your mind to figure out other ways to make your business earn income. So your strategy may have been this, but it's just not working for you, but you love this space.
Yeah.
Well, whatever it may be, whether it be Fonto, whether it be cannabis, whether it be media, whether it be marketing, whether it be feeding dogs or training dogs, whatever it may be, if you love that space, you may say, well, damn, maybe I should have a dog hotel because I can get more money. You'll pivot your mind to make more money in that industry if you love it.
Yeah.
So you're here because this is where you're supposed to be.
Word.
The mother people weren't supposed to be here.
Appreciate that, man.
You know?
Them are flowers.
Thanks for having me.
And that's Cash Color Canvas, high level of conversation on livehipHopdaily.tv.